Credential dumping is a much more complex topic. When a user logs onto a system, credentials are stored within the LSAS process memory. LSAS stands for Local Security Authority Subsystem Service. Credentials can be extracted by a user with administrative privileges or system. The problem is with older versions of Windows that store credentials in clear text, meaning that attackers can extract plaintext passwords from the LSAS memory. Newer versions of Windows don't store credentials in clear text, unless configured. Modern versions of Windows come also with more protections to prevent credential dumping. Mimikatz is a tool that you should be familiar with. It's an open source tool designed for credential dumping, as well as other features for credential extraction. It's available on GitHub. Attackers prefer it because it can be loaded directly into memory. Detections are available, including hashes and YARLs, and we have used the known signature hash of Mimikatz to detect it when it was executed on a system. Attackers want to stay ahead and will employ various techniques to avoid detection, such as changing common strings and parameters that don't impact functionality. Compiling from source will also remove some of the known parameters. The list of imports can also be modified. This is why we'll be focusing next on a different, more advanced technique for identifying credential dumping. To be more precise, we will be monitoring the access rights that other processes will use when accessing the LSAS process. This detection is documented within the Sigma Rules repository, which was created to standardize signature definitions for SIEM solutions. To get a better view of how this detection can be implemented with Sysmon and Elastic, let's consider the following demo. The goal is to detect a custom version of Mimikatz based on access rights to LSAS. On GitHub, where the Sigma rule repository can be found, there is a specific rule that will detect Mimikatz based on specific access rights to the LSAS process. So let's codify this into our SIEM. Having previously selected the Sysmon Windows event log category, we'll first add two columns, one for the event action and the second for the executable process. Next, we'll add in a filter to first select the event 10 generated by Sysmon, followed by the granted access and one of the specified codes in the rule. The first finding is not a solid indicator, so we can try the second access code. And we're in luck. We have found a variant of Mimikatz called MimiDux. Expanding the event, we can see that the parent process was in fact a PowerShell script, which is the one identified in the previous module.